Words of our Divine Mother from the book Words of the Mother, page 240. Forget about difficulties is today's topic. Our Divine Mother says, "My children, please don't worry about difficulties." One sadhak says, "My nature appears childish to me." For that, our Divine Mother says, one must not attach too much importance to these little things. What is important is always to keep in view the ideal that one wants to realize and always try one's best to realize the divine. Yes, after all, these small superficial things are of very little importance if compared to the mission we have to fulfill upon earth. We must always keep in mind the big ideal, the big work that is to be achieved, so that we should not give up too much importance to these small details, trifles that must not draw our attention. Let them come, let them go like small clouds in the sky, which do not affect the fine weather. Do not attach undue importance to unimportant things. We must be freed from all care of contingencies. We must be delivered from the ordinary outlook on things. Never think of a difficulty, says our Divine Mother. Never think of a difficulty, because you give it more strength when you think about it. Do not concentrate on an obstacle, that only strengthens it. If you go on thinking of the trouble, it will go on increasing. Instead, if you concentrate upon it, it will swell up. It will think that it is being welcomed. But if you do not pay any attention, it will lose interest in you and go away. Let me repeat. If you go on thinking of the trouble, the difficulty, it will go on increasing. If you concentrate upon it, it will swell up. It will think that it is being welcomed. But if you do not pay any attention, it will lose interest in you and go away. The best remedy, says our Divine Mother, the best remedy is to stop thinking of yourself and your defects and your difficulties. Let us think only of the big work to be done, the ideal that Sri Aurobindo has given us to realize, the work and not how we do it. I will help you. Forget your difficulties. Think only of more and more of a perfect instrument for the divine to do the work of the divine, and the divine will conquer all your difficulties and transform them with love and blessings. Our Divine Mother says, forget your difficulties, forget yourself, and the Lord will take care of your progress with love and blessings. Question. Divine Mother, I implore you to illumine and put a living faith in this dark area in me. For that, our Divine Mother says, do not give any importance to that part. It will lose its strength, and little by little, even in its existence. My love and blessings are always with you. Next topic, face and overcome difficulties. Our Divine Mother says, be grateful for all the ordeals. They are the shortest way to the divine. The joy one experiences in living for an ideal is the sure compensation for all the difficulties on the path. Have faith in your destiny, and your road will be lit. For each one and for the whole world, anything becomes useful if it helps to find the divine. The grace and protection are always with you, says our Divine Mother. The grace and the protection of the divine are always with you. When in any inner or outer difficulty or trouble, do not allow it to oppress you. Take refuge with the divine force alone. Take refuge with the divine force alone that protects. If you do that always with the complete faith and sincerity, you will find something opening in you which will always remain calm and peaceful in spite of all superficial disturbances. Those who are sincere, I can help and turn easily towards the divine. Those who are sincere, I can help and turn easily towards the divine. But Where there is insincerity, I can do very little. And as I told you already, we have only to be patient and wait for things to become better. But surely, I do not see why you should get disturbed, in what way your disturbance will help things to be better. You know by experience that there is only one way of getting out of confusion and obscurity. It is to remain very quiet, peaceful, firm in equanimity, and let the storm pass away. It is to remain very quiet, peaceful, firm in equanimity, and to let the storm pass away. Rise above these petty quarrels and difficulties. Wake up once more in the light and the power of my love, which never leaves you. All unpleasantness should be faced with the spirit of samatha. It is good to turn a difficulty into an occasion for a new progress. Surely you could not believe that sadhana could be done without facing some difficulties. As your aspiration is sincere, whatever was in the subconscious standing in the way of the divine realization has come to the surface in order to be transformed. There is nothing there to make you sad or depressed. On the contrary, you ought to rejoice at these occasions to make progress, and never forget to lean on the divine. Never forget to lean on the divine for the support and help. My blessings, my force and love are always with you. If you keep your faith unshaken, your heart is always open to me, then all the difficulties, however great, will contribute to the greater perfection of your being. Try to withdraw from your outward circumstances, which alone can be upset by such things, and find the peace inside, which remains always untouched. Always, when one faces difficulties and overcomes them, it becomes a new spiritual opening and victory. When you want to make a progress, the difficulty you wish to conquer increases tenfold in importance and intensity in your consciousness. You have only to persevere, that is all, it will pass away. In spite of all the difficulties, says one sadhak, in spite of all the difficulties, I go on with the belief that if I hold on to you, the difficult times will go. If I accept defeat, then I shall go. Then our Divine Mother says, this is the right attitude, stick to it and you shall conquer. Our Divine Mother says, sadhana is always difficult and everybody have conflicting elements in his nature, and it is difficult to make the vital give up its ingrained habits. That is no reason for giving up sadhana. One has to keep up the central aspiration, which is always sincere, and go on steadily in spite of temporary failures, and it is then inevitable that the change will come with love and blessings. What do obstacles matter? We shall always go forward. That doesn't matter. The difficulties are there for the pleasure of surmounting it. The difficulties are there for the pleasure of surmounting them. Go forward. Keep confident. All will be well. Go forward. Keep confident. All will be well. I have always the same thing to say. Remain quiet with a complete confidence and courage. They are the only ways to get out of the difficulties. Perfect mental balance, indispensable for facing the difficulties of life. To conquer the difficulties, there is more power in a smile than in a sigh. Ordeals are there for everybody. It is the way in which one faces them that makes the difference. Some have a smile, some make a fuss. Whenever things become difficult, you must remain quiet and silent.